Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your daily dust for April 29th, Saturday, if you're watching in real time, but it can be for whenever you stumble upon it. It's also in timeless reading, and I like to use a different deck every day. Sometimes I have to repeat, and this time I'm using the Star Spinner Tarot, which I love so much. It's actually kind of a nice fairy deck. It's got some fairy images. And it has 4 different kinds of lovers, which is perfect. I like that. And it's a little bit more impressionistic art than the usual realism type of art that I usually am drawn to. I like everything though. So let's see what we get today. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for being here again. Check out the description box and my different tabs, including my playlist, to find out more about the channel and stuff. You might see something you like. All right, let's see what we got. We have, woo, see, this is a little fairy. Not a very happy fairy though. 10 of Wands. She's just working hard, that's all. Okay, let's see what else. Ooh, and another fairy. A 2 of Wands. Oh, so I think this fairy needs a vacation. She needs to go on a trip. And, wow. Okay, 5 of Coins. But she needs money. All right. So, this is going to be about how you look at money. I feel it. If you're not seeing the money there, then the money's not going to be there. So it's like mirror, mirror on the wall. Do I see money? Not at all. But you have to see things differently. Let's zoom on in. So definitely 10 of Wands is about working hard and accumulating many accomplishments, but it also has to do with responsibility. With greatness comes responsibility, but also duty comes with, it's a pleasure and a duty. It's the pleasure and duty kind of card. It's like you have all this work to do and you keep doing the work and you enjoy the work, and sometimes it's tedious and sometimes it's monotonous, but also it's rewarding and thrilling. So as long as you're still doing the work from a place of love, and not like, if you don't put it in the form of a grind, if you don't just see it as a daily grind, if you see it as a daily grind that you like, this grind, this nice habit that you like, that's one thing. But if you see it as some kind of thing that's forced on you, or it's your duty, you may or may have to look at it differently. So, you know what? This beautiful grand garden requires a little bit more care right now. So maybe it's not about how much work you put into something, but it's the way you go about it. It's time to kind of shift your attention to a different way of doing it. So a different way of upkeeping it. But it also could be sometimes the best thing for a person who's overworked and needs a change of perspective is a little trip, a little vacation. So this is coming from the Ace, which is like a spark. And this is now this energy that helps you change a course, right? Chart a course. This is like making plans and goals and planning. So this could be your list. It could be a wish list too. It could be lots of things. So like your to-do list. I'm used to make to-do lists all the time. So I got to do to-do lists where you check off the things that you want to do daily. You check off long-term goals too. It's very exciting when you can check off those long-term goals, check off the short-term goals, and celebrate when you do, when you do achieve little things and big things. If you want to go on this vacation, maybe there's something that you have, like a fund that you have to create to put money into. But it's important to just know what your goal is, okay? Like if you have a goal to have this, be an entrepreneur and have this company or something like that, then visualize it. Imagine what it would look like. Maybe do a vision board for it so you can have a visual focus of where your attention is headed. And then you can physically put something towards it. Make maybe a vision board of what you want to do or what you want your life to look like, and then put like a little tip jar underneath it and tip yourself, tip your dreams or something like that. But it is something that's going to require willpower. And I think with willpower, it's one of these things. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. Sometimes I find willpower has certain energies when it clicks. I feel like willpower and astrology kind of go good together, when the stars are aligned, or when there's a certain, when there's a lot of Virgo energy going around, that's when I'm like really focused on cleaning and I can get a lot done, so different astrological transitions and that sort of energy can be something that you use to play upon. Same with the moon cycles. Whenever you have a new moon, you can start something new. When you're building towards the full moon, that's a great period right there at the end of right before you get to the full moon, where you can, it's like this is that final push, give it your all, and you can make it all the way. So it takes a little bit of strategy. It might take a second breath, it might take your second wind. It's like running a race, and you're in this race thinking, I don't know if I can make it, and then you just shake it off and you're like, okay, and then you find another kind of breath that you get that determination and you push through. So it feels like that, like especially with the 10 of Wands here, because 10 of Wands also represents that like labor and that final push and the final push to success. She's a little bit down because she's in the moment that happens right before the final push, but the final push automatically comes in this card right after this moment. She's sitting on a mushroom. So mushrooms could be important to your success as well. You just never know, like what you're picking up in this card that's giving you some clues here. The wands to me represent that you have the power, though. You're holding it within your hand. Now, the 5 of coins is just the way you look at it. You can see it as lack, or you can see it as possibilities. There's a mirror here, but it's cracked. You may see it as not having opportunities, but you could also see it as maybe this particular thing that you thought was the thing that you needed to do, or you thought was the thing you were headed towards, is not exactly what it is, but there's something right behind it, something right waiting in the wings. It could be just it's definitely lack mentality, thinking about the not having instead of focusing on the having. So you might need to definitely work with your relationship with money, like watch videos or something like that help you see things differently when it comes to that. I read a really good book that helped refocus, like maybe some of you grow up believing money is the root of all evil or something like that. It's not the money itself, it's the greediness behind some people with some, in some scenarios. And that doesn't have to be you. Like we use it. It's a currency. It's about to exchange. It's about balance. It's about it certainly is sometimes about worth and value, and maybe you're the kind of person that places high value on one thing but not as high value on others, and other people don't have the same measurements as you. And in that case, you have to just kind of work with society on the measuring of value of things. But in the bigger sense, all currency and coins do have its proper place in our energy field, in our connecting, in our relating. So sometimes it's important to, like, if you have this mirror here and you can't really, it's not about being in denial of your financial situation. It's acknowledging it's acknowledging it, but I feel like a lot of people don't even look full picture. They're just looking at the things that they don't have instead of the other possibilities, the things that they could do, or the people that they do have in their life, or the help and support they have around them, or just the roof over their heads, or food in the refrigerator, whatever. You know, there's still, some of you have a lot of these things. Not everybody out there, but a lot of you have so much more than you realize, you know, than you give yourself credit for. You've had so many accomplishments that sometimes you don't give yourself enough credit for them. So this could be about reviewing all the places you've been and all the places that you can still go. And it's like, this kind of gives me a feeling again, just like you're right there. Like, you know, it's the energy of it's about to blossom, it's about to bloom. Just stay focused, and maybe you might have to change up your strategy just a little bit. Maybe, you know, start visualizing a little bit more, relax and relieve. Like, we've noticed in a lot of these daily dusts where you have choice, you could be this way, you could be this way. And I feel like here's another choice. When you get to this point and you have just a little bit to push through, you have just a little bit of, maybe, I don't know, it could be a time period, it could be a physical thing, it could be something, but there's just this feeling of having to push through. It's about labor, it's about getting to the finish line, but that one moment before you get to the finish line sometimes is the hardest moment. So you have to push through that. And the choices you have to make in that is change things up just a little bit, can help you a different perspective, a different viewpoint, whether it's a different strategy or just simply having a different, just going to a different place and a scenery. Scenery can help just clear things up in your mind a little bit, instead of being stuck in this mirror of yourself, constantly seeing your lack, constantly seeing your lack. Don't focus on so much on your lack. Like if your home is surrounded with shabby things, then clear out the shabby things. If your home is, you know, reflecting some kind of lack situation, clear that away. You know, whatever, you don't have to buy anything particular. If you don't want to, you can, but if you want to, like even painting or cleaning up can help, decluttering can help a lot. Simple things, but definitely cleaning can help with this, in your environment looking different. But if that, you know, but that's just one thing. Like another thing could be just, you know, traveling from your home for a bit and seeing visually other possibilities. Another thing is clipping pictures or whatever, drawing or doing something creative to help you put visuals of how life can be and is for you, doing meditations and things like that. So this one's about kind of getting out of this negative mirroring image back and forth. Oh, you know what's an interesting thing in feng shui? When you use mirrors in your house in feng shui, one of the things that you can do is put a mirror by your dining table, especially if you have food on your dining table. The mirror reflects the food, and it's saying you have abundance of food, like your food is never ending. So mirrors are good for that, for feng shui in your home. Especially it helps mirror the things that you want. So you could put mirrors around coins or jewels or whatever, and it helps mirror like a multitude of that, never ending. So like this never ending money, or this never ending source of food, or this never ending. So mirrors can do that. So that's a cool way of playing with mirrors, if that's something you want to try too. There's lots of things you can do to help you visually attract this thing that is yours already. It's right there with you. You just have to uncover it, unveil it, so to speak. All right. I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.